The strong winds are here. It is crazy windy. So far so good, everything's holding up. My friends, welcome to this episode of the Outdoor Gear Review. I hope you all are doing well. Thank you so much for joining me here at Lone Wolf Mountain for this change of plans adventure. I planned for this week's adventure to be a backpacking trip. In fact, that's what I loaded up for. I hit the road this morning with the idea of doing a backpacking adventure. I drove about an hour. That's when I received an alert. A weather message. What I'm talking about is a severe thunderstorm watch that has gone into place for the entire region. This is what it says: urgent, immediate broadcast required. Severe thunderstorm watch number 261. The primary threats include scattered, damaging winds likely with isolated significant wind gusts of up to 80 miles per hour. Scattered large hail and very large hail is possible, 2 inches in diameter, with a tornado or two being possible. It's because of those threats that I decided to change my plans. I was heading out to a remote area. I was going to do a backpacking trip. That road, which goes to the trailhead, it's an old remote trail, it's not well maintained, and there's always trees down on it, right? And I could see going up there being fine, but tomorrow not being able to get off that mountain. Usually I have a chainsaw with me, but I did not pack it for this trip, and that was a mistake. Because of all of these reasons, everyone, we are out here at Lone Wolf Mountain, and we are going to utilize the gear that I have with me for this trip. You are going to see a lot of improv taking place. This should be, without a doubt, an interesting trip. So first things first, let's go ahead, let's get a tarp up. Let's get some protection from the rain event that could be coming our way. For the adventure that I was going to go out on, I was going to set up a tarp between two trees and put a bug inner underneath it. We will still do that. But I will have to rig this tarp up. I have a few ideas. All right, folks, we got the tarp set up. We are now ready for whatever comes our way. As you noticed, I've attached this tarp to the 4Runner. I did that for the sake of having the 4Runner here, actually. In other words, it made my life easier, right? I didn't have to find another really long, tall stick. With this setup here, this is going to offer a lot of protection. But let's say that it gets really windy, really nasty. I will just drop this tarp, hop inside of the 4Runner, and we will wait out the storm. As it stands right now, folks, it is unbelievably hot. At least for this time of year. In last week's adventure, I spoke of the warm-up that's coming to this area. Well, everyone, it is now here. It is currently 82 degrees. It's warm, and the humidity is super, super high. Now, I know what you may be thinking. 82 degrees may not be super hot to you, but to me, it is. Here in the mountains, we typically hit 80s maybe like once or twice a year. That's it. Last year was the exception, but I'm not accustomed to 80-something degree temperatures. This time of year it should be in the 60s. High humidity, of course, but not 80. These pants have huge zips. Opening up these vents feels great, but they show way too much leg. No guy wants to see that. Well, most guys don't want to see that. Now maybe the women, maybe they do, but it's not that great, I promise. It looks awful no matter what. Yeah, anyways, folks, I am so glad to have the tarp up. We are now in good shape as far as whatever's going to happen is going to happen. Whew. At least there is a good breeze right now. I should mention, everyone, the reason why getting stuck in a remote area wouldn't work for me in this case. Oftentimes I can make do, right? I always bring with me enough food to last a couple of days. But in this case, if I get stuck, I'm in big trouble. And that's because today's Friday, tomorrow's Saturday, Sunday I have to go out of town. And it's something that I can't avoid. I can't miss it. I gotta go. So I can't take any chances on messing that up. So I feel comfortable with the decision that I made to come out here at a Lone Wolf Mountain instead of doing the backpacking trip. And that's what you have to do when it comes to the outdoors. You take a look at the conditions, you adjust as they change. So in this case, I did what I felt was right. You never know. It may not rain, it may not storm, but it's a judgment call. It really is impressive how quick this chair sets up. You can have this done less than 10 seconds. It's smart, folks, very smart. It is starting to sprinkle just a little bit, everyone. I need to check the radar to see what's coming my way. As it stands right now, all of the rain and the storms are to our north, but they are heading this way. And it looks like later on tonight, that's when we will get like the brunt of it. As you all can see here, I went ahead and I opened up this side of the tarp as well. That way, if it rains, basically I want to make sure that all of the water that hits this tent goes away from the inside here. By opening up this tarp, spreading it out, that is going to help make that possible. Can you all hear that? The beep, beep, beep. It's the sound of heavy machinery. I don't know if the mic can pick it up, but there's certainly a lot of work taking place right now in this area. So this is in a remote section of western North Carolina. Nobody lives out here, but there are a ton of roads. So when Hurricane Helene came through roughly 200 days ago, it destroyed a lot of the roads out here. Some are completely impassable, some are one lane. Here at Lone Wolf Mountain, it's been one lane for, well, since the storm hit. The other half of the road washed away. I mean, it really is a miracle that we can make it out here, folks. It really is. Anyways, the Army Corps of Engineers is in this area and they are fixing things up. So there's new roads, new bridges, the waterways are being cleared out. It is impressive work. I mean, the manpower, the money that's being put into this area, like all of western North Carolina, it is incredible. So if you do hear that beep, 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 like a truck backing up or something like that, It's heavy machinery doing work. Anyways, as far as the weather goes, so far, so good. Hot, yes. Humid, yes. Every once in a while we'll see some dark clouds building, but so far, no thunderstorms, nothing more than just a sprinkle. Let's see here. Let's see what the radar shows. Right now, everything is to our north, and there's one wave that could potentially make its way here. We will just have to wait and see though. It does show some showers building. Right now, just a little bit to our north. We may get some rain here in a minute. We'll see. This is, without a doubt, going to be a very interesting afternoon and night. So this is wave number 1. Later on tonight, wave number 2 will come through. I'm not entirely sure what time that will be. It's going to be after midnight. For my shelter tonight, it is going to go underneath of this tarp here. And basically, it's a bug inner. A triangle-shaped bug inner. So it will go right here, stretch out this way, and it's going to attach to this corner of the tarp, and it's going to attach to this corner of the tarp. You will see what I'm talking about once I have it set up later on tonight. For now, I'm not going to set it up. We are on storm watch. For now, we just wait. It's about the only thing that we really can do. Right there we have it, a pretty good sized pile of firewood. Right now it is way too warm for a fire, but later on tonight I suspect it's going to be nice. If you were to burn this in a fire pit, it'd go like that. But if you're using a small wood stove, this will take hours and hours to burn. "5 miles to our north, a severe thunderstorm warning was just put into place. As it stands right now, all of the storms, they are just barely above us. The wind has already begun picking up, but unless something develops right here, I think we're good. The sky is definitely looking gnarly towards the north. Something that we should talk about is awnings and rooftop tents. I received quite a few emails and messages, people asking questions about these two products. You have to keep in mind that there are pros and cons with everything, right? So when it comes to an awning, a rooftop tent, you're talking about convenience. You can easily set up the awning, have protection, you can easily set up the tent most of the time. Some rooftop tents can be quite complicated, but primarily they're convenient. Pop, pop, lock, lock, you attach the ladder and you're good to go. Those are the pros, right? Those are the positive aspects. The negative aspects to those products. First off, anytime that you attach items to your vehicle, you increase the odds of your vehicle being broken into. When you attach an awning, a rooftop tent, you're telling other people that more than likely there's pricey, expensive items inside of that vehicle. That's why vehicles with that overland look are broken into more so than vehicles that do not have that look. Next, you have to consider when it comes to those products, they really work well in dry, arid environments, not environments like this. Here in the mountains of western North Carolina, we receive so much rain, and this is also true for much of the southeast. Because of the moisture, because of the humidity, the level of upkeep with an awning, with a rooftop tent, is off the charts. If you live in a location that receives a lot of rainfall, even drying out an awning or a rooftop tent can be a big ordeal. Something else a lot of people don't think about when it comes to an awning and also a rooftop tent is the fact that basically the housing for those products, if it's an awning, sometimes it's a bag, sometimes it's a hard shell case, those housings have to be waterproof. Otherwise, you can have issues with mold, mildew, so on and so forth. You have to keep those products dry or they will mildew and rot. These are some of the reasons why vehicles with awnings and rooftop tents are not common here. The Southeast United States is simply too wet for those type of products. Every once in a while you will see a vehicle with a rooftop tent, an awning, but if you hit the trails here, you're not going to see those very often actually out on trails. It's more common to see vehicles with rooftop tents in town than out on actual trails. Talking about rooftop tents specifically, they look good in YouTube videos, but in the real world, they're quite a handful. There's a lot of negatives that come with them. So if you're considering one, you need to carefully consider the pros and cons, consider where you live at, and decide whether or not that's a good fit for you. With my friends, there's been 3 or 4 that have purchased rooftop tents. Guess how many actually have one today? No one. Every single one has ended up selling them for a reason, or I should say, reasons. I've been hearing thunder for about the last 10 minutes or so. I do not think we are going to get hit by this first wave. It is skirting past us. It is so close. Close enough to hear the thunder, but not close enough to get the rain. It is time for an update, everyone. Currently, it is a little bit after 7 o'clock. We are still under the severe thunderstorm watch, and that's until 4 a.m. tomorrow morning. All of the counties to our north are under a tornado watch. It looks like later on tonight we're going to see some action. But with that first wave, we saw nothing. A little bit of drizzle, that's it. It did look like some of those storms were rather nasty though. I did see one tornado warning that was roughly 75 miles away from here. Ultimately, the area that I wanted to go to did get hit by some thunderstorms. I do not know if there was any damage. I don't know how severe they were, but they did get hit. So in the end, it was a smart move to come here instead of there. I feel good with my decision. This kebab stew is awesome. This is so good. It's also a little bit spicy. This is what it's got in it. Rice, kebab meat, chicken, seasoning, potato fibers, salt, onion, bell pepper, tomato paste, corn, sour cream, milk, leeks, and all the other stuff that make this possible. I get asked fairly often whether or not I've ever thought about hiking the Appalachian Trail. I've done numerous sections here on the channel, but the answer is no. I do not desire to through hike the Appalachian Trail or any other trail. When I head out for an adventure, I like it for it to be short and sweet. An overnight trip, that's my thing. A couple of days, I like to do that too. But I have no desire to go out and hike for like 7 months straight. 7 months of the same thing. No, that's not for me. Not at all. What is it? 2,197 miles? No, that does not sound like something I want to do. If you look at the stats, it's actually quite interesting. Most hikers spend roughly $1,000 to $1,400 per month for every single month that they're out, which is on average 7 months. That's quite a bit of money when you tally it up. I want to say to hike the PCT, it's about $10,000. For the Appalachian Trail, it varies $7,000, $7,500, all the way up to $10,000 to do it. And that's the cost of the gear, the food, the hotel stays, and whatnot. On average, that's what people spend to hike the Appalachian Trail. We have to be careful with this. This would not only burn your mouth, but it might just destroy it. It is really hot. And no, I cannot allow it to cool down. I must eat it right now. I'm starving. As you can imagine, I have a lot of outdoorsy friends. And those that are hiking the Appalachian Trail this year report that it's really quiet. In fact, it's quite eerie at times. I looked into this a little bit, and they're right. Appalachian Trail registrations are down roughly 30% from 2024. And there's a number of reasons for that. One, economics, right? Things are pretty expensive right now. Luckily, the prices on everything is coming down. Inflation's at 0. All that stuff, but another reason is all of the damage from Hurricane Helene. I'm sure that plays a role in it, even though it's my understanding that all of the Appalachian Trail is open. There are some detours, I believe, but you can do it. People are doing it right now. Another reason why not as many people are hiking the Appalachian Trail right now, there's no pandemic. It's over. It's like with the pandemic, people hit the trails. They were out in the outdoors. Now that everything's going back to normal, well, they're going back to their normal lives. Less and less people are thinking about hiking these long trails, which is pretty interesting. According to the stats, the younger population, they're the ones backing off from hiking like the Appalachian Trail. The actual median age of a through hiker has gone up, which makes sense. People are retiring, or they've saved up enough money to take some time off to do the trip, to do the hike. It makes sense. This is so good, everyone. Since we're talking about the Appalachian Trail, here are some interesting stats for you all. The youngest person to have ever completed it was 4 years old. The oldest man was 83. The oldest woman was 74. The fastest known time was 40 days. There have been 10 known murders since the 1970s. 3 to 4 million people step on the Appalachian Trail every single year. That doesn't mean they hike the whole thing or even attempt it, but they step on the trail, do a small little section, and whatnot. For every 4 who attempt the trail, only 1 will finish. The trail passes through 14 states. It was established in 1937. And lastly, everyone, your average thru hiker will lose anywhere between 30 to 40 pounds while thru hiking the Appalachian Trail. Interesting. Very, very interesting. You know, folks, we're almost to the point where we're not going to have any fires. Typically, in the summertime, I don't like having campfires. Too hot, too humid. Then I'll start receiving messages, Luke, why don't you have a campfire? Every single year, it's the same. Why don't you have campfires during the summer? Well, it's just too hot, too muggy. I'm a very hot-natured person, so right now, it actually feels pretty good. But we're right at that point, you know? Right at the point where this really isn't needed. Some people, when they go out camping, the fire is magical to them. I like fires, but I've set around probably 1 million fires. The magic isn't quite there. It's there when you really want it, like when it's really, really cold or something like that. Right now, it's nice, but soon it's gonna be too much. Hopefully, all of that makes sense. When my kids were little, their favorite part about camping was getting the fire going. I would give them both ferro rods, my son, my daughter. They would sit around for hours working with their materials, striking sparks. I promise you, kids can go through an entire ferro rod in a matter of hours. So if you want to do that with your own kids, make sure that you have a big ferro rod, because they're just going to sit there and scrape on it and throw sparks. They were both pretty good at getting fires going. That was so much fun. I don't remember the last time that my kids went camping. It's been a long time. Especially for my daughter. She's been in the Navy for a long time, so she is extremely busy. Before my son, he went off to college, he did a couple of backpacking trips. This is my shelter for tonight. I have the tarp overhead and I have this bug inner set up. You can see here we have a bathtub floor and a ton of mesh. All of this mesh is going to make tonight comfortable because it is hot and it is humid. Setups like this are perfect for warm summer nights because you get the best of everything. Protection, airflow, space on the inside. This is certainly large enough for 2 people, and the quality on this is really, really good. This is from one TOGR, and I have to say, everyone, I'm very impressed with this. As it stands right now, it's a little bit after 10:30. I'm inside of the shelter. It's warm, it's humid, but at least we have the mesh and there's a good bit of airflow. Hopefully the breeze will pick up a little bit more. I'm gonna go to sleep because there is a good chance of storms later on tonight. So I'm going to try to get as much sleep as I can. Anyways, everyone, I'm going to bed. I will see you all some point in time in the night or in the morning. Good night for now. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Things are about to get very, very interesting. To our immediate west, all of the counties are under a tornado watch. They are also under severe thunderstorm warnings. I'm hearing thunder already. It's because of all of these reasons that I decided to go ahead and I broke down my camp as far as like the bedding goes. The inner is still up, but I put up my sleeping bag and I put up my sleeping pad and all that stuff. There's a good possibility that here in a few minutes we will be under a severe thunderstorm warning. The lightning flashes are just non-stop. Oh yes, it is about to get interesting. Up until the point that I received those notifications about the adjusted warnings and whatnot, I was sleeping good. Finally, it has cooled down some. The humidity is sky high, but, you know, it's cooled down. I really like this setup here. The tarp, the inner, all of that is pretty slick. Lots and lots of thunder, everyone. Right before the storm gets here, I'm gonna go ahead and put on my rain pants, rain jacket, and we will see what happens. This will be completely on the fly as far as what our plan is. It's too late to go anywhere. We're stuck here. But if I have to, I can drop this entire thing to the ground, hop inside of the 4Runner, and you know, kiss your butt goodbye. That's usually how it works. Or, I mean, Sorry, hope for the best. That's what I meant to say. Yeah, we'll just play it by ear. If it does begin to get really, really windy, I'm definitely untying this from the Forerunner, and I'll just lay it down. Folks, let's see what happens. It's going to be a very interesting morning. Oh boy, here it comes, everyone. Non-stop lightning. It is on, everybody. Heavy, heavy rain, non-stop thunder and lightning. Let's go, baby. Let's do this. It is coming down really, really good right now. No hail, nothing like that, just heavy rain. It is update time. It is 3:19. We are on the leading edge of the storm now. What we're getting is just a little bit of rain from the beginning. The brunt of it is about to hit. There is a special weather statement. Doppler radar is tracking a strong thunderstorm line extending blah 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 blah. Wind gusts up to 50 miles an hour, pea-sized hail. That's where we're at. The lightning from this storm is incredible. I would be lying if I said my heart wasn't racing right now. It is. So far, everything's holding up well. It is getting breezy. It's also raining really, really hard. Do not fail us, Tarp. The strong winds are here. It is crazy windy. So far so good, everything's holding up. Woo-hoo-hoo. Unbelievable. Winds at 30 miles an hour easy. This might just come down. I gotta get ready. All right, here we go. Woo! The winds are super strong. It is absolutely roaring out there. There's nowhere to go. Nothing to do but just stand here. We are doing it, everybody. We are making it through this storm. I'll take a look here at the radar and see what's going on. So basically, the leading edge has come through. Behind it, it looks like mild to moderate rainfall. There could still be some more thunderstorms. But I think the most dangerous part has passed and we made it through with no issues. Those winds were something else. They definitely didn't get up to 60, 70 miles an hour. 20, 30 for sure. We made it. As far as our shelter goes here, it is 100% soaking wet. It has, in fact, filled with water. So camping inside of this for the rest of the night is out of the question. We are done here. I'm gonna go ahead and just break this down, get it out of the way. We are now going into the 4 o'clock hour, and it sounds like another thunderstorm is approaching. The thunder's picking up, the flashes. Luckily, the wind is calm. It is raining out there, not terribly hard, moderate at best. I'm curious about that storm. Will it fizzle out, or will it cause us some trouble? Oh no. I went ahead and I broke down that inner. It's soaking wet, it's full of water. So for now, I'm just gonna sit here. I'm going to sit here and see what happens. One thing is for certain, we made the right call coming here to Lone Wolf Mountain instead of going out to where I was planning on. Very easily, the weather could have been different. Maybe it wouldn't have stormed, but yet I made a judgment call. That's how it goes. Sometimes they're right, sometimes they're wrong. You take the information you have and you wing it. Plain and simple. You wing it, you hope for the best. Sometimes it plays out in your favor, sometimes not. Even here at Lone Wolf Mountain, we got walloped pretty good. That was a pretty strong storm. It's exciting to be out in storms like that, but I purposely do not go out into storms like that. My plan really by coming here was to get away from that sort of stuff, but if you're going to go into the outdoors, car camping, overlanding, backpacking, you will face conditions like that. You will face situations where you have to make decisions. Hopefully, when you make those decisions, they'll be the right ones. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I went ahead, made some coffee. I figured I'll watch the lightning, listen to the rain, and we will await the morning. Cheers, everyone. Cheers. It is still storming out there. Quite a bit of lightning, a lot of rain. It's an active night, that's for sure. I'm a little bit tired. We are surrounded by storms at the moment, folks. There is lightning everywhere. for now, I'm just going to sit on this stump, wait out the rain, wait for daylight, and that's it. There's nothing else to do. I could crawl inside of the 4Runner, but I would have to do quite a bit of like rearranging to make that work. There's gear everywhere inside of that thing, so for now, I sit. What a wet morning, everyone. It's also fairly cool. When those storms came through, the temperature dropped dramatically. And it's chilly right now. Gotta love it. This was a fantastic stormy trip. I am so glad that I came here to Lone Wolf Mountain. That was a smart move. Very smart. I'm done, everyone. It is time to pack all of this up. It's time to go home. It's going to rain for another couple of hours, like steady rain. Later on this afternoon, more rain, more storms, but yeah. Now that it's daylight out, I'm going to break all of this down and go home. Get some sleep. I've been up since, what, 3 o'clock in the morning? I was able to turn in around 11 o'clock last night when I went to sleep, up at 3. So I did get some sleep, and that's good. I certainly hope you all have had a good time with me on this trip. For me, this has been a ton of fun. If you had a good time, hit the thumbs up. It's a great way to support this channel. If you want to join the Wolf Pack, you can do so on Patreon and on YouTube. Oh yeah. Make sure to check out my second YouTube channel, A Quiet Place Adventures. Every single week, a brand new adventure. Folks, I'm gonna go home, get dry, warm up. I now need to warm up. Yesterday, I was hot. Right now, I'm cold. That's how it goes. Everybody, take care, be safe, strength and honor. Bye for now.